What's going on? Good morning, good morning, good morning, my YouTube fam. Good morning. It is doggone Friday morning, 5:40 in the morning. I just got to the Allentown maintenance facility here. The Allentown maintenance department and the Allentown terminal are in two separate places, but they're like maybe 10-15 minutes apart. So I just finished delivering a load over in Quakertown, Pennsylvania. And then I came over here because I'm having a little issue with my truck right now. Just a small issue. Something to do with the, I'm thinking it's the air or something like that, because I'm having problems of noticing that it's going through the cycle a lot quicker. And when I'm like at stoplights and stop on upgrades, it's like, acts like it doesn't want to kick in or drive, you know what I'm saying? So I'm just gonna have them look at it. I'm kind of thinking I might know what it is, because I've experienced something similar to this before, and it's basically a sign of something. I forgot what it is. It's called something dealing with the air motor or something might be going out, but I just want them to check it just to make sure, because you know, that's just me, you know. I'm on this maintenance plan, so anything that I feel that's wrong with the truck, I'm bringing it in here so that they can check it out, you know? That way when it becomes officially mine, I know all the maintenance was done on it, okay? You feel me? All right, but this is what I wanted to talk about, man. Just like the title said, I told them jokers I was going to be overweight. Before I picked this load up, I picked up a load in Jessup, Maryland at this Domino Sugar Facility place. Not the one downtown, but there's another one right down, I guess a couple of miles down from there. I went in there and freaking got into the door, was getting loaded, which, side note, they took forever. Anyway, the bottom line is, when he brought the paperwork out to me, the bill of lading, I don't know about y'all, but I pretty much know my truck. And when I looked at the weight, well, first of all, it was obvious. Doggone it, the weight said 45,000. So I looked at him, I was like, well, actually it was 44, but then when you add the pallets, it came out really to be 45. So I looked at him and I'm like, you know what? There's no way I can haul this. I am going to be overweight. I can tell you that right now. It's going to put me overweight. So then he was like, well, you know, we haul this amount, we load this amount every time on trucks, you know, that, you know, and they don't ever have no problems. Okay, check it out. I ain't worried about other trucks. I'm worried about me, because I'm the sole responsible person of this truck. I claim all, you know, I take all the hits. So he was like, all right, well, let me get on the phone. So he goes back, and I guess he had to talk to somebody. But then he comes back, and I was like, well, you know, I'm telling you, I'm overweight, so I already know, you know. And then the thing was, they were the big pallets of sugar, which was about, I think one pallet alone was like 2,000 pounds or something like that. So I was like, well, look, since I'm already here, I'm already in door, and I already know that I'm going to be overweight, and you can clearly see that I'm going to be overweight. Go ahead and just take one freaking pallet off, and I'm pretty sure that'll put me within means. You think they did that? No. Guess what I had to do? He gets on the phone with whoever he had to talk to, and they come back. They were like, well, you're going to have to sign for this, and then go scale it out somewhere. And then if it's overweight on your scale paperwork, then come back and we'll determine what we need to do then. I'm like, but dude, I'm telling you, I'm gonna be overweight. Automatic. It don't take a rocket scientist to see that. I'm gonna be overweight. So make a long story short, I had to go, and luckily, where I was at, there was a TA right down the street. But I'm knowing I'm gonna be overweight. So guess what, y'all? I went and weighed it, and yes, I was overweight. You know, paid my $13. And I scaled it out 3 times just to make sure, because I was like, okay, let me see if I can really make this, see if it's just me. So I scaled it out 3 times, and each time, changing my tandem tires. And the last time my tandem tire was all the way, you couldn't make no more adjustments, which I already knew. So then I had to come back and then go through that whole process again of getting in the door, then waiting on them to take one pallet off. I ended up having to reschedule my appointment date because this load picked up. I was at Jessup, Maryland, and I had to deliver it all the way to up in Wisconsin, which I knew I shouldn't have even took that load because the load didn't even pay the amount of the hassle. But I took it for one reason only, and that was to get me out of that area and get me back up to Wisconsin to where I was in a better market for freight. So I basically ate that. And man, when I say it felt like a load from hell, he took that one pallet off, and yeah, it threw me right where I needed to be. I was still heavy, but not as heavy, But anyway, we made it work. I mean, it was some hard driving, and next time I'm just gonna follow my first mind and not accept no type of load like that. But like I said, if it wasn't based off the sole principle of getting out of that area, and in the area I was in, that was probably about the best line haul I could. Well, yeah, about the best line haul. But the line haul was about 1,100 altogether. That's with fuel surcharge and a line haul. The line haul itself was about 8, and then the fuel surcharge was 3, so it was about 11. But I still ate that cost because when you factor, that was almost like almost a 16 to 17 hour drive. I mean, and then fuel alone ate that up. But like I said, if it wasn't for the reason of me just trying to get out of the area to get back, and I'm glad I did, because then I wouldn't have landed this load that I just delivered, which I picked that up out of Wisconsin, and that line haul alone was 3,000. So right now I'm on a Friday, sitting at about 44,000 something for truck revenue. They better get me I've already talked with my fleet manager, and he's looking to get me a load so that I can at least come close to my goal. And I told y'all, with my truck expenses alone, I need at least come Friday or come the end of cutoff, my truck revenue needs to be anywhere between 6 and 8 for me to bring home a decent profit. That means clearing my truck expenses and having enough net to take care of what I need to take care of at home. If I'm not at those marks, then I'm not gonna benefit none. Prime example, this past settlement, my truck revenue was 4,000. You know how much I brought home? I brought home 1,000 net. Yes, 1,000 net. Truck revenue was 4,000 and something. I brought home 1,000 net. I told you my truck expenses with the tolls and the mileage, and that's what I've been having to do these past couple of weeks, is just running a lot of miles for less pay just to make something. And that's just the way the freight is right now. So, but we keeping it positive, but it was just crazy. I kept telling them folks that I was going to be overweight. I already knew that I was going to be overweight, but I still had to go through that whole process, spending money on that I already knew what the outcome was going to be, And I like to know with you guys, how many times have you experienced that? I mean, it's gravy. If they'd had a scale on site, then that would have been perfect. But no, I had to go drive and thank God it was down the street. There's been times where I've been to places where they didn't have scales, and I had to drive almost doggone 5 miles and get scaled out, and if I was overweight, come back, So, I mean, it's just crazy. I don't understand why they won't take our word for it. If we know we're going to be overweight, and they know. And then to back up my thing, when I said I ain't worried, he talking about that they load trucks like that all the time, and it never seems to be a problem. As a matter of fact, when I got to my delivery destination, I ran into another driver that had just come from that same place, and he was overweight, like 44 something thousand. Now I was like, wow. I said, how'd you do that? He was like, well, I was going through the scales and they would just pass me by. I'm sorry. Ghost Rider's not going to take no chances like that. No, sir. No, sir. I'm not giving away no free money. No, sir. No, sir. But, hey, I just been static. Man, we're up to like 240-something subscribers. This is awesome. This is awesome. This is awesome, y'all. This is very, very awesome. And, man, I got to say, the maintenance department is like on point. Our maintenance department is on point. Them guys, they be knowing what they're doing. They get you in, they get you out. Sometimes if you don't have an appointment, man, if they're busy, man, they'll go ahead and take you without an appointment. But they just do an awesome job. That's why I don't mind. I'll stop because I know they're gonna get me in real quick and do what I have to do while I'm waiting on my fleet manager to find me another load to close out this week. But it's, you know what I'm saying? It's been real. I ain't gonna lie to y'all. It's been some frustrating times. And also just the way the freight is, it's been tough. But we making it. We are making it. We doing 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 it. And I want y'all to stay positive and stay focused and maintain. And then comment. Give me some comments of times where you've been to the freight or been to the shipper and they've overloaded you, or matter of fact, loaded you wrong and had to go back and rework it. But when you're telling them they didn't take your word for it or anything like that, I mean, just give me some comments, you know? But until then, I just want to come up this morning just to, you know, let y'all know what was going on, you know? But we making it, we doing it. And like I always say, peace out and keeping it moving, y'all. Keeping it moving.